Everyone, and welcome to Stone Point Round 1. So we're going to be doing, this is our last Sunday night. This is our last night on the season. So we're going to be on like about a month-long break after this. But there'll be plenty of videos. We still have those Hog Grand Final videos, or I guess when this comes out, they'll be up. So those will be up. And then we got 6 of these races. So for this night, basically a bunch of RNG, massive track list, and we're going to go through, pick some tracks out randomly, hopefully see some old favorites, hopefully see some stuff that maybe we don't remember, or maybe even some new stuff we haven't seen before. Put together a massive list of tracks of like all different types for this. And yeah, so I'll go through the format real quick. So it's 6 different races. There's some controlled randomness. So for the first, like this race that we're doing right here, it's going to be either SX or AX, and we got SX with this Stone Point Round 1, and we'll go through it as this race goes, but I'll go through the lineup quick first. We'll probably talk about it throughout the motos. So it's going to be Vulcan, Luke, Detail, Camby, Coop, Armada, and Soul. And again, Stone Point, this track based off of a Reflex track. So if you race that game, yeah, based off a track in that game. And we're green. They're going to be about 10-minute plus a lap motos is what we're aiming for on the night. Oh, that's a cheese. Luke's going to go down in that one. Detail's going to spin around. Soul and Armada. Camby to the lead. Major conkage. Yeah, we'll probably see a decent chunk of that. So like low practice on these tracks, and again, maybe it's not too bad if we get on a track that but there's not going to be a whole lot of those for everybody in the field. I mean, even for me, I've seen like a lot of tracks, and I had never personally like seen or raced this one, and there were other ones in the night that were just like totally new to me. So and that was kind of the idea. That was kind of the goal with the night. So we're gonna be going down for this first lap down, and it's gonna be Camby leading that lap, but Detail already pretty close, getting a little chow on the inside. Camby gonna have that momentum. So yeah, so the first round, it was either SX, AX, so I put all the options for that, randomized it. We got this track. For the next race, it is GP. We did GP, and then third race is oval. Fourth race, wow, that was an inside chow. Fourth race was, look at this mid-pack action too. Try to get both. Fourth race was MX, and then fifth race was like TRS or MT, like terrain, essentially, like Rallycross I threw in there too. It's like terrain was the penultimate race, and then for the very last one, we did a wild card round, which was just the full list. Literally, the full list. Could be any game, could be any track type. We also did some vetoes on the night. We allowed a few vetoes on certain tracks. So, for example, spoiler alert, when we get to it, we had the lobby veto the original GP track that we were going to race, which was a good call because it had the classic forge glitch where one of the walls was just like sticking on the track, and I was not putting in the time to fix that. So that was a good veto. Yeah, I allowed that too because obviously with the big track list, that was a pretty hot move. Obviously with the track list, there's, like I said, like a lot of stuff that maybe like haven't seen before, and not all of it's going to be quality. And to be fair, like as long as a track's like raceable, I don't really mind. But yeah, with that one, with like a literal wall like sticking perpendicular like in the track, like that was just not ideal. So like that was a good case of the veto, and then later we used the veto for a little bit more variety because we're getting a lot of Halo 4. The RNG, that might be the block pass there for Detail. Going to try to lock down this inside. Really nice crossover on the last lap going into the whoops, but wasn't able to complete the pass. But it looks like this time around he's going to be able to complete the pass, so stick that inside on Camby. So it's Detail, Camby, Luke right there. That's the top 3. And then Soul is 4th, Armada, and Vulcan pretty close right here. And then Coop bringing up the rear on this one. But yeah, so there's lots of... that's what we decided to do for this night. And there's lots of different variations on how we can do these. So if we do another one of these, which I'm sure we will at some point, there's so many different ways we could do it. So like for example, again, spoiler alert, we got a lot of Halo 4 in the RNG this time around. But like for example, one night we could do, like RNG the game right away, and then it ends up being like H2A, for example, and then we just got to do an H2A night. Could do that. Could set it so that we do like 2 of each game. We could set it so that we do like Halo 3. Uh, we could RNG like what track type we're gonna do, and then just do that track type. Could be like oval, could be GP, whatever. A lot of different ways we can do it. So that's how we decided to do it for this night. But that's what I like about this setup, is that there's a lot of different ways that we can do it, and we don't necessarily have to do it the same way. Even though it'll all be like a little roulette night, it could be different variations every time, and it could keep things fresh, could keep things interesting. Might have a battle for second coming up here soon. Can be still in second, but Luke's starting to make up some time, so we'll see if we get some battle action here. So they're starting to get pretty close. Armada and Cooper low-key still pretty close. Top 3 not too separated at this point from each other. Detail's starting to get a bit of a gap, but they definitely have a pretty big edge on the rest of the field. The rough run through the rocks. That's going to send Camby over the berm, and that's going to be that second place spot. For Camby. So he's going to go back to third. Luke's going to move up to second. Detail is still running strong in the lead. What is it? Yeah, Soul Vulcan, that rounds out your top 5. Then we got Armada, Coop, and Armada. I was literally just going to say, like, opening up a little bit of a gap on Coop, but that's going to cost a little bit of time. But yeah, I think what I really like about this is that we get to do, the new stuff that we get to see, and also just, like, little throwbacks for, we may not do... We can only get to, even with the new, like, Sunday schedules, like, we can only get to so many, like, seasons in a year. So it's nice with the roulette night, where if we're feeling like, hey, we haven't had enough like go-kart or whatever, we could like do that and do a roulette night on like go-kart or something, or do it on rallycross or whatever. So yeah, it opens up some opportunities, make things interesting, and give us a way to race some things that we don't get to see too often. Armada and Coop low-key might be opening up a battle here. Coop's starting to make up some time. Oh, man. Yeah, that rock sand section type cheeser is brutal. And if you're not careful, that thing can absolutely cheese you. And Armada gets the worst of it right there. Gonna go down. Coop gonna take the spot on that one. Yeah, that section, that was definitely the one to figure out in this one. All the other stuff, I mean, you can run different lines, but all the other sections, like, fairly straightforward. But yeah, that one was tough. That one definitely took some experimentation, I would say. Let's check the time. Okay, so I think I want to say we have about like 3 minutes left to go in this moto. Details holding that nice like section gap on second. Now Luke's opened up a gap on Camby, and then yeah, just Camby's like super checked on Soul. Soul's got a comfortable lead on Vulcan. Low key, Armada and Coop were watching it because this is the closest battle on track. And look at this. This time, Armada gets the run. Interesting, different rhythm. Going to go for the inside this time around. It's just got a weird run in the berm there. I'm not sure what happened right there. If he thought Coop was going to go a different way or something, but didn't get the run, didn't get the cut down like I thought he would. But definitely gained some time that lap, so they might... this little battle here might not be over. Yeah, in a way, it's almost... in a way... Oh, Coop hits the case there? That's not what I was expecting. Well, Armada, like, kind of Goombas him almost and take the spot. But in a way, to me, it's almost like... oh my god, that was so close. Oh no, the recovery. It's such a rough spot, too. Well, there you go. Vulcan's gonna take that on whatever happened to Soul. Getting hit with that sand section cheese again, I'm sure. So Vulcan will take that 4th place spot. Coop going down again. Mistakes coming out late in the moto. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a different take on like the blast from the past, almost. Kind of what this feels like to me. Which I always appreciate, because I really like Blast from the Past. That was one of my favorite tournaments that we ever did, and I think this has obviously a different feel to it, because it's not... Blast from the Past was like classic tracks that we've raced a ton, whereas this, some of them might recognize some of them. One of them on the night, I promise you, most people should probably recognize, but other than that, not really. Not really. A lot of these are going to be going back into the depths of old races for a lot of people. Maybe like who forged them will recognize them, but other than that, yeah, it's gonna be new. It's gonna be new for a lot of people. This is settling out pretty well right here, but we're going to be coming to... I'm not sure what the lap time is, honestly. Might be coming to like 2 to go, maybe this time by for detail, potentially. Could be pretty close. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this one, again, just showing like the evolution of it too. This is a very, very old track, so like compared to what we saw in the SX night, like you can look at this track and see how different it is compared to those Halo 4 tracks. Again, those are all, you know, relatively new or updated like relatively recently. This one is literally from like, I don't remember the exact date, but like early 2013. So like the game was fresh, the racing on the game. Oh, that was not the best blue flag from Coop. The game was fresh, the racing on the game was fresh. So yeah, it was you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference, and obviously, I mean, it's been, oh my god, little wheelie action. But obviously, it's been a decade at this point, so I mean, you kind of figure that. Yeah, I want to say, yeah, I think this one was like early 2013 or so. So yeah, that's pretty crazy throwback because that's super early Halo 4. That's like us running our first seasons. I want to say, yeah, so going to white flag that time by. Luke definitely made up some time that lap with the Coop action, but it's still a pretty comfortable gap for detail. As long as he doesn't absolutely send the the sand section, should be chilling to start off the night hot here. Just gotta make it through a few more sections. Can be still running in that third, and I don't know if there's any switch ups everywhere else. It looked like that mistake kind of put Soul in fifth, or that Sand Cheese. I don't know what happened to him. And Armada's gotten away from Coop at this time. They were having a pretty good battle for a little bit, but he definitely gapped him now. It's just, I mean, really just this last section, and then Detail should be coming to the line here. We'll take a look for some whip action. He's gonna take a look for that. Let's see when they come across. There it is. Detail's gonna take the first. Gonna take the first race on the night at Stone Point. Luke second. That's Coop coming down a lap down. That's Camby in third. I'll enter these as we get them, too. Live results. Let's go. We love live results. That's pretty crazy, too. That's so Vulcan coming across fourth. Yeah, the gaps got pretty insane at the end, even for a supercross like this. Here we get Soul in fifth. I imagine Armada and Coop will still be 6th and 7th. I doubt they swap. I can't find Coop. There he is. There we go. Actually, that's pretty big. Details on a 4-moto win streak now with that. Going into second race of the night. So that's pretty cracked. See if we can maintain that. But that's going to do it for first moto on the night. Next one, we're going to go... well, I won't spoil the track, but it's going to be a GP RNG action in the next one. So see you guys there.